Hello, MS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hill, and today we're going to talk about helpful stuff to have. Let's see, helpful stuff to have when you have MS. It's going to make your life so much easier. Oh my gosh! After 38 years, I need you to participate in and what helps for you. It today's topic is about everything that makes your life easier with MS. All right, okay, I just shared this everywhere on Facebook. Hi everyone. Okay, so what makes life difficult when we have MS? What is awful? All right. Many of you talk about how. Here, let me undip my sweater. So like Mr. Rogers, right? That's better. That's a better look. Anyway, many of us talk about what is frustrating, what happens. And I'll tell you, I'm going to throw myself under the bus. Yesterday, what gets in the way is when you have too many things going on at once, right? It's like juggling. You can only keep three balls in the air. Some of us can only keep one ball in the air. Some of us are two balls. So we have to recognize our limitations to pre-plan for these emergencies, to come up with a game plan for our life. And I need to tell you that because we talked about my misdiagnosis with one doctor, this other diagnosis, the true diagnosis, which is so much better, but it means that I've got to do a lot of work, right? Because I thought they listed me as end stage secondary progressive MS with an active disease. I thought that's fine, but they didn't say that. They say you have relapsing remitting and you have to work. So you have to work. You have to work. Guess what? Big diagnosed with MS. You know what that means to us? You know, it, if you're a couch potato, if you had thought that in your senior year you can get fat and happy on the couch, if you know, if you thought that it's up. All right. So when they sit you down to diagnose you for MS, in fact, I think I'm going to do a comedy act on this because it's true. When they sit down and they tell you, oh, you have got MS, but it's not a brain tumor, and it means that we have to shut your immune system down so you don't get worse, right? But what they really should say is, hi, welcome to your new diagnosis where you have no choice but to train for the Olympics every day of your life. That means you gotta do squats, you gotta do lunges, you gotta lift weights, you have to participate in life. All right, so, okay, we get our working orders, we get our plans from our doctor. No longer is earning income a priority for us. So it doesn't matter where we live. We can live in a tent, but your job is to do walk and lunges. When you go out to the mailbox, when you take your walker, when you take your scooter, in fact, as you progress and you have weaknesses, take your scooter, right, to conserve energy to the gym to get on the machine where you're going to do ropes like crazy. And it's going to work on your balance. I did that yesterday because I have not been doing that. Okay, so we have to do that. So that's priority number one. So that's one ball in the air. Now you got to think about doing laundry, right? Everybody's got laundry. You got to think about bathing your body. You got to think about sheet neck, right? Changing your sheet. You got to think about walking your dog. You got to think about what you're going to eat. You're going to end after. So you think, and then all of a sudden you're thinking about all these things, and you're promising you're going to go to. Hi, Mendy. Cute name. I like that. But so here you are. You've got all these things going on, and let me tell you, yesterday, I have. Hi, Bruce. I decided that I was gonna go to the gym. I was gonna lift weights, and I rode the stable bicycle. If you have MS and you can get into the gym, if you or get a bicycle, a stationary bicycle. The trick is if you have spasticity, you can't have your seat so high that your legs lock out. You have to lower your seat so that those knees are always bent to a certain extent. You have to do that. And slowly, hi Sarah, and slowly increase that weight. So yesterday, I rode the bike. I lifted some weights, upper body stuff. I did some balancing stuff, stable. So I did that. Right. I thought I was going to swim because that was I'm not allowed to swim the crawl style. I'm not allowed to do that hybrid because it's not exercise. If it's easy to do for you, it's not exercise. So, okay, there's that. Then I need to come home and get ready for trivia night. By the way, we came in first. Uh, and I don't know. But when everybody, I took the truck, I had to get the walker into the back of Brian's truck because my Mazda still doesn't have auto parts for it. Uh, so anyway, so they're bouncing the ball. Guess what happened? All right. Guess what happened? And this is the rule is right before you leave any establishment, you've got to go to the bathroom and try to go to because I did not have to go to the bathroom. I did not. There's a couple times I did not, and I got in the truck and everybody they put my walker in. So I pull out. I did not have to go to the bathroom, so I didn't try. Hi, PJ. I didn't try. Oh, that's sweet. You're so sweet, PJ. And I know that there's a lot more people on Facebook. I don't see. So hi, Dennis. So anyway, with all of this going on, and we're all walking out together, I didn't try to go to the bathroom. You know what happened? Oh, it's great. I didn't have to go to the bathroom. Pulled down my street, pull it and put the truck in reverse to back it up, and all of a sudden, it's like my brain starts thinking, I got to get the walker out. I've got to get my purse out. I've got to get stuff. Guess what happens? Because I've done so much, I'm juggling. You know what? Hi Diana. Um, so I went to the bathroom. So what do we have to do? What do we have to do? We have to in our bag of helpful stuff, right? What I would suggest everybody getting is a puppy pad. You know the puppy pads. If you go down to PetSmart, you get a puppy pad, and when you walk out of a place, an establishment, your home without going to the bathroom, right? You're pre-planned. You've got your bag with a couple puppy pads, with some wipes, with maybe a change of clothes, pants, underwear, well, leggings, or sweats if you're a guy. uh, underwear, maybe an incontinence pad. Why can't you hear? It says, let's see, I don't know. Then there's two of them. What about now? What about now, Dennis? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you? I know it's Verizon. That's Verizon. Hi, Phil. So anyway, you have to do that. You have a bag with a change of clothes. That's number one. Number two, all right, what else? For helping those of us walk when our hips flex. I'm telling you, I got this maybe 15 years ago. It's from Becker. Uh, you know what? All right, what I need, it felt. All right, can you guys catch me on Facebook? Can you catch me through Meerkats? I'm live on Meerkats YouTube. All right, and type that in. All right, let's see if you can type that in to share for everybody else who comes in. Uh, and I don't know. All right, so that's what I want to talk about. All right, so that's trouble. Here we go. I got it. Just a second. I gotta let them know. All right, because they don't hear me, and here I'm telling them to go over to Facebook, and they don't hear me. It's like I'm gonna start talking louder. They still can't hear me. But isn't that the truth with MS? Okay, so all right, you have an accident in your car, and say you don't have leather seats. Another another thing, uh, all right, another thing everybody with MS needs to do. I'm telling you, everybody. There's something called Nature's Miracle. You go down, look at this, this is for dogs, right? But it's also, it's Nature's Miracle is an enzyme that if you ever have had a problem with incontinence, ever, urinary, and any kind of incontinence, hi, Susan. You can actually, if you're in cloth seats and I was able to get out of the truck, but and go to the bathroom, but the seat I got a little bit on the seat. Well, you don't want that to be in a car. So what you do is you spray all right, spray that, and the enzyme it soaks in the fabric and it eats the biological urine, the things that make it smell, the things that stain. So you know what? And what I say is, I got this because of dogs. I got this like cats, but you know what? This is good to have in a little disposable bottle that you get at the dollar store. Fill it up, and then just carry that with you. Uh, Therefore, if you have an accident, like yesterday at the pool, I went into the pool. I couldn't swim, but I was playing cards. And what happens when we are distracted? And what happens, right? We're juggling more. We are not simplifying life. So before you go out to play cards, go to the bathroom. And it's good to set an alarm on your phone to go to the bathroom. So it's good to do that. All right, I was talking about the hip flexor assist. device, which I've had. It's by Becker. All right. And what this does is it goes around your waist and let me see, I think it's like goes around, it goes down your leg. All right. The bungees. This little thing goes behind your knee. All right. So it goes behind your knee. I modified this. I modified this because I need it longer because it and you put a couple zip ties and you do it around your shoe or your flip flop or whatever, and it lifts your toe up and it pulls up your hip flexor while so you can actually, if you've got a leg that you can't walk on, uh, you need that. It will always, you know what? We all have bad back. It always hurts your back if you don't do strength training, if you don't do rows, if you don't do lower back exercises, if you don't stretch. Again, when we were all diagnosed with MS, instead of saying, oh, you have a degenerative disease, the way we should be diagnosed with MS is, oh, you have MS. Welcome to the Olympic team. You guys have to be, you have to be athletes from now on. Good morning, Vanessa. I'm glad you're here. All right, so okay, hip flexor assisted device, bathroom changing stuff. Let me see. Also for those. I just, all right. I don't know about you girls, but I have so many purses because a purse or a bag that you carry, and you know what? This goes for you guys too. All right, a bag you carry shouldn't have lots of compartments, which was my problem. I had a bag with lots of compartments. I kept getting bigger bags with more compartments. I've tried it all. And I tell you what, this year is I think it is Vera Bradley. uh, This is the greatest MS person in the world. Um, I wonder if they had that for guys. You know, guy colors where they have at a football or sports theme or because you know what it carries everything I had in different compartments that I end up losing. It carries it all right there. And I can look in, it's got a private little area that if you zip in your meds and stuff on the side, right? You have your playing cards because I've got three decks in here. All right, because wherever I go, uh, incontinence panty liners, I live. I don't know why we all didn't start using that. And then bookmarks, my wallet, and then my insurance cards. And of course, when you have long hair, you got to have that. You got to have your scrunchie. And no girl, I'm a girly girl. I got to have lipstick. I think that would be a good color for me to be wearing today. All right. All right. It's pretty color. But you know what else I have? Because when I'm at the gym, right? You got. Why is it that anybody over you'll use that in the bathroom or in the locker room, and old ladies will look over and say, "Can I borrow that?" And you pass it around. It is fantastic. But anyway, it's Vera Bradley. It's got everything. Plus, get this. It's got a beautiful way that you can close it, and it's got a place to put your cell phone. But another thing is there is a cord you can put on your cell phone. And it hangs around your neck. This is what we need when you fall. Uh, you know what? And Vanessa, you have a bag. In fact, over 10 pounds is not. This is probably easily 5 pounds because I've got cards and you know I've got my new favorite daytime medication, CBD. Because you guys were right. You guys were right. But, again, no doctor should be mad about how much. In fact, wait, your doctor was mad because your purse was over 10 pounds. That's good exercise. It had to be a general practitioner. Was a neurologist. Neurologist would never be mad at 10 pounds. Plus, you'd have it hanging on your walker, and it doesn't tip over. Well, you know what? There is a fastener, so because if you have MS, the odds of you dumping a bag of groceries or anything upside down. Hi, Betty Joe. Gosh, I never see you on MS Live. It's just so wonderful to see you here. Uh, anyway, so Betty Joe says hi to everybody over on YouTube. Kizzy! It's good. All right, so just so you know, the if when you have a bag of anything, you have MS, the odds of you dropping it are very much like the odds of you dropping a slice of bread, toast with peanut butter on it, with the peanut butter side down. They're forces of nature that love to conspire against laugh. Life is humor. If we can't laugh and be positive about our situation, then we have no hope. There's so much. There's so much. I have turned off my TV. I have not watched news. I read my Bible. I hear, last night trivia night. I'm sitting there and I'm looking. I'm looking at the news. I saw Will Smith smack Chris Rock. Hi there, Warren. And I had to laugh. I'm like, oh, that looks staged, right? And I'm watching that because Chris Rock had his hands behind his back, and I'm thinking, yeah, he looks pretty tough. He looks like he can take a punch, but it wasn't a punch; it was a slap. And then I'm thinking, yeah, no. But this is only news that I can't even hear, and it's during trivia night, so I'm half paying attention, and I realize anytime they ask about a TV show trivia, why is I'm getting it wrong because I don't watch TV. I just there's no hope in negativity. There's no hope. We have enough going on, but up in our heads. We can't have negativity. We want kindness. Oh my God. I blew yesterday. I blew because I was out. I was out with easy get on shoes. I was two chairs. Is that two chairs? For some reason you wrote down Vanessa true chess, and I'm thinking, and I read true that, true that, true that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Forgive me because you know what? It just things have gone. The things have gone too much, and we need kindness. So I was wearing moccasins because I was gonna and the moccasins I couldn't put on my right foot because I must have walked out by the chicken coop. It had dried chicken poop on, and I had it in my closet. But it was dried, so it didn't necessarily. All right, hazmat should come in here and condemn me below. So it's 27 degrees. I walk outside and I'm scrubbing my shoe. I'm scrubbing with the door open because I'm in my bathroom and I want to put my shoes on. And my sweet husband comes down and says, "You gotta close the door." And he barks. And I didn't have coffee. I just wanted to put on some warm clothes. And I go, I just want kindness. I want kindness. We need kindness. We need to read our Bible. We need to lean into each other. We need to recognize the good things, the things that make us laugh, the things that, yeah, there was I was going to the bathroom the other day. I have a window above my bedroom when and I look out and there was a fat, really fat squirrel sitting there looking at me. He's looking at me. And he's just eating. He's eating. He's on branch. He's eating. He's looking at me. And I'm looking at him. And I realized that they're talking about food shortages and stuff that I only I'm not paying attention to. I hear, it's like clouds. You notice the clouds, but you don't follow the clouds as they go across the roof. So they're talking about food shortage and Trujan. Ah, that's great, Vanessa. Trujan. But anyway, they're talking about the food shortage, and there's people that are worrying about it. There's so much that you can just get all upset about, or I can look at the window and look at the squirrel and realize that I've read Jesus was talking in Matthew. Oh gosh, what Matthew chapter? I can't think of where I am in the Bible, but I'm constantly reading it, and it keeps saying that we have to look in ourselves where we're hypocrites, right? How can we look at the speck of dust in other people's eyes when we have a log in our own? The evilness that we can perceive that makes us want to shut down, right? The evilness, it has no power. Then in the Psalms, the psalmist said, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death," right? So we have to trust in God. We have to look at where we're hypocrites, where we are hypocrites. They talk about the government not spending the money, right? How dare any of us say that anybody is not spending money, right? When we're buying stuff we don't need on Amazon, right? Anyway, it's I go into my Johns Hopkins neurologist appointment, and I have my mask down. The doctor comes in and says, "Oh, you could put the mask up," and it turns into, I discuss how I can't breathe in it, or do I just, what is the goal? What is the positive goal? Just to glean what I can get the heck. I can stand on my head for an hour. So wearing a mask, doing, making people feel comfortable, it's what we have to do just to simplify our lives. And Vanessa and everybody, we have to demand kindness. It comes to a point where if we don't demand hygienic kindness coming into our head, if we don't, we're adding another ball in the busyness for our life that's gonna set us up for failure, right? It's like going leaving your house without trying to go to the bathroom. And I will say that I could walk. I was walking 5 miles today. I was walking all over the place. But if I didn't leave my house before going for the walk and go to the bathroom, I set myself. This was in 1998. All right, I set myself up for failure. So incontinence can happen right away. It can happen early on. It could be your first symptoms. It is, and you, I think Diana, you talked about my axonic stimulator. It works, but guess what? I was just reading. I was just reading that if you have your cell phone, if you have an Apple Watch, if you have any the microwave, any electromagnetic devices going on, it can interfere with the neurostimulation. So you've got your Apple CarPlay on in your car and you're driving, all of a sudden your brain says, oh, no, no, because it stops it interferes with the impulses that are supposed to shock you into not going to the bathroom. And you don't feel it. It's a very light stimulation that works. But on my phone, I know, and it works. It actually works. It works. It reduces between if that it doesn't make up for behavior modification, right? What happens is when your bladder stops wanting to work completely, the Vesicare, the Ditropan, the Detra, the all of that. When that stops working, they put something in your bladder or near your bladder or the base of your spine, and that will help make that sphincter muscle in your ureter. It'll help close it. It's called axonic. AXONICS. And a number of people without MS have gotten it based on some of my recommendations. And it really, it works. Diana, what works 100% is the axonic turned on, taking two pills of Ditropan. I think it's only 5 pills, so I think it's 10 milligrams, so 20 milligrams of Ditropan and behavior modification. Going to the bathroom before I leave. Does that? If I do all that, then I don't even need a panty liner for incontinence. I don't need that. But I just I don't know. I don't need that. But the problem is that you get in the axonic, you have the neurostimulation on your bladder, you take your medication, and you all of a sudden somebody's not being kind to you, and you're just like, get out of the house. And get this, you don't try to go to the bathroom before you leave. And you don't have nature's miracle, and you don't have your emergency kit, and oh my God, whose fault is that? Whose fault? When we fail, right? If we can own it, if we can own we're hypocrites, we can't blame the doctor. My body's not working for me. If we have set ourselves up to fail, all right. So you can't do that. behavior modification. Remember, we were supposed to do 15-minute segments of exercises, and I have, let's see, right here. All right, right here. You know what? God forbid somebody come and clean up my. If they cleaned up my desk, I wouldn't know where anything is. I like it like this. But you can tell me some things that simplify your life, that help you exist. God bless you all for insisting that I when the anesthesiologist, the pain clinic, insisted that I take medication, so I was as high as a kite. And you guys kept saying, try. You guys kept emailing me, try medical marijuana. And I said, no, no, I couldn't do it because I'll wash out of the pharmaceuticals. And guess what? I had to be willing. You know, it wasn't working for me. And the side effects. And I'll tell you what, I guess somebody watched the last video I did where I was talking about all the medical marijuana stuff, and they said you talked about stuff without THC. THC is like salt and pepper together. THC with CBD it works together. One boosters the other. I don't know. I've spent over $1,000 trying. It's crazy. Uh, so what I really like, it's called green crack. Green, and it doesn't. It's Snoop Dogg. It's or green Kush. It's easy to grow at home. If you Google that, it's mostly CBD. It's mostly, but it's got a little THC to booster the effect. And Snoop Dogg named it green crack because it gives you a feeling of just pleasure. You put you in a good mood, but it mellows you out. But uh, you have to research it yourself because it works for me. It works for the majority of people without anxiety disorders, and I'm not anxious, and I'm not. I'm actually not depressed, even though the neurologist looked at me and said, Dulci, I think you're depressed. I said, no, I'm not depressed. Anybody who's had MS for 38 years, 38, 38 years, if they say that they're enjoying the fact that it's harder to work out, and they're not, you know what? Nobody loses their ability to do things and doesn't think it sucks. And I say to them, is it depression or is it just normal to think that knee lock sucks? The pain you get in your hip, it's a, yeah. He says you need to talk to a psychologist. I said, I talk to God. He said, do you have anybody you talk to? I said, I talk to God. And I'm of the belief that when I talk about things that are troubling me, it reminds me of they're troubling me. Instead of praying to God, giving it to God, trusting in God, like in James, I want to say James. I got to get back in my Bible because my memory verses are failing. But anyway, God will always come through for those who know He'll come through. That is obedience, and you don't get obedience from believing the things of the world. When my neurologist said, you need a psychologist, you need to talk this out. And I'm looking at him, I said, ugh, yeah, yeah, he's not a born again Christian. Diana, I love talking to you. And you know what? We need to talk. I'll be your mentor. There's a couple of you that we're in a special club. That meerkats, Mace, you're there. Anybody who is on MS Meerkats in that group, uh, you guys and Dennis and Diana and Sarah and Susan and Gina, you guys have my cell phone number. I need you, and I know you're there for me. I know I can call you, but I can't. I can't bitch because it reminds me. So Diana, if you need to pick me up, I've got a friend at the gym who is diagnosed with ALS. She is only 58. ALS, she's got 2, maybe 3 years to live. So she walked up to me, and nobody knows that she has ALS, and I can see her in her eye when she comes up. She regrets she told me because all of a sudden I'm the good person in the gal. So she comes up and she says, I said, how are you? And she says, I need a hug. So I held her. And she starts crying. And I said, no, 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 no. All right, let me put glasses on because it hides wrinkles. Plus I can read you. But I said, no, 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 no. You don't get to cry. You don't get to cry about yourself. We don't get it. Now God is using us. It's a lot. The more that we're suffering. The more we're juggling all these balls in the air, the more we cry. The more we want to cry, the more God. If we pray for God to use us, and we just get out of the house, and you know what? When you're overwhelmed, Diana, go to your jewelry box with all the costume jewelry. Start pulling out things that will simplify your life, and go to your gym. Right? Go to the pool and give your little copper bracelets that are woven pretty, and give them to the lifeguards. All right, give them along with a bookmark. So Diana, just and so be part of God's blessing. And you've got to. Hi, Paul. Um, so if you don't have a bookmark, what I can do, you know what? Uh, I keep running low, and I just that ministry is just so huge. So Diana, give me a call when I'm done this. I hopefully I'll have enough energy to be up and talk it down. So you just can't. You're more than Diana. You're more than your bladder, right? You're more, and you know how you know that? Because everyone who's ever had an accident, and early on, I remember when I was in college drinking too much beer and not going to the bathroom. Little kids have accidents because they don't go to the bathroom before they leave. And what does their mother say when they have the accident? They look at the kid and they say, "What? Did you go to the bathroom before you leave?" The kid says, "No," because he was doing stuff. He was, and we're just as guilty. We're we hypocrites? So it's, you know what? You have to be your own adult. I have to be my own adult. So I don't care if you have MS or you don't have MS, whether you're affected with the bladder. Eventually, everybody's watching this is going to have be affected with the bladder. Maybe prostate, maybe getting up and going to the bathroom over and over. It's, uh, uh, you know, it, 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 who was it? Who was it? They it was a famous person who had said, "Why is life so hard? Why is it so hard?" And and this person perceived an angel behind him saying, "It's supposed to be." Gina! I don't like adulting either. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be hard so we can look at the positive things that are going to help us cope better in life. And Gina, what's beautiful is you talk about adulting. It, you know what I had last night, and I'll say hypocrites. The only thing I've done right this past week, I cleaned out a number of baskets. I moved from room to room, but I've got new baskets. I cleaned out. All right. What I did right is I went to the gym on Thursday and Friday. Haven't swum yet. Monday and Tuesday, I went to the gym. Well, today's Tuesday. So yesterday I wanted to have my dessert. I did not have my dessert in the swimming pool because the neurologist said for me, swimming is not an exercise. Doing the crawl, I can take a nap, and I know you can too. Uh, it's true. I can take that. So I have to do strength training. There's exercise. You can see this is weak, right? You can tell people with MS. Uh, there's an exercise. You do this. You go through all your fingers. See how well I can do that on my left or my right side? Well, now do it on your left, right? See, it's not very good. Why isn't it good? It's not my neurologist's fault. Instead of looking to blame other people, right? It's his fault. It's Dr. Mallory's fault. Hopkins not give me the right medication. It's everybody's fault for having me in this progression. You know what? What can I control when I look at inside me? Where is the hypocrite in me? Right? I can control what the world does to me. Because people will always be unkind to you, right? They'll always be kind. But what can you control? Doing this often, right? And it will improve. See and this is even harder looking in the mirror. So I'm looking in the camera uh, back on YouTube or Facebook, so I can see that. If I'm looking like this, I'm looking at this high frequency camera on YouTube, and it's scares me. It's like, yeah, I don't want to upgrade my phone because it might show. It might show. I can't do the no glasses on YouTube because it's like, oh my god, right? But I can do it on Facebook because it's not a good camera. I like that. So again, all right, what's to blame for my ataxia? All right, what's to blame? I'm to blame because I'm not practicing it, right? God says, do what you remain obedient. What is obedient? What does that mean? That means being happy like that squirrel sitting there looking at me, eating a nut, trying to figure out, why is she looking so busy or troubled or, trust God's going to give you the nut, right? Trust that. be kind. All right. If you can't be result in kindness, if you can't get it, uh, and Diana, if you can't get it, you can be it, or because nobody can get it right now. The less people are getting kindness, the more God calls us to be their kindness and not to judge and not to condemn. Right? You make judgment calls, but you don't. You don't. All right, Steve. All right. Yeah, hi, Steve. All right. Just I love it. You're pretty. Uh, all right, Steve had a successful HSCT in Russia, and I don't know. Diana's talking about her right hand is getting so bad it scares her so much. And you know how you know is every my husband went out back and picked up sticks because we had a wind event. He's picking up sticks and he comes in and he says, you know, my legs are sore from leaning over and picking up sticks. And I'm thinking, you know what, Diana, you know what, Gina, Vanessa, you know what? Kizzy, everybody's watching this, right? What happens? We drop everything. We're always leaning over and picking up. I was putting on foundation and I took the lid and I don't know why it flew from my vanity out the doorway and down the hall. And it so normally I have to get up, lean over and pick it up. Uh, so Diana, you got to exercise. You got to get a grip ball. You know what you have to do. Go on Bob and Brad's the free physical therapist on YouTube. All right, and use the squishy ball. We have to do that. All right. What can we do to overcome our challenges? And Steve, thank you. How is your stem cell? He had stem cells. Steve did in Russia, and I just want to say he had it in let's see, was it 2007 or 2017? How is that working for you, Steve? How is it working for you? You know what? But I will remind everyone who's watching this, if you don't believe in Christ, if you don't believe God has bigger plans, if you don't believe in the goodness, if you don't believe, yeah, it's all going to be made aware, and it always has. Anybody who's read the Bible from Genesis on, see, it's the same story. It's what's going on. It's Babylon. It's what's going on. It's knowing that God will not be mocked. He never is mocked. Never. And right now, the Satanism, the Satanism in the industry, the acting industry in Hollywood, uh, it is, apparently the Foo Fighters, I like to call them the Food Fighters, the Foo Fighters of Nirvana. Remember when Kurt Cobain killed himself? Uh, um, David Grohl started the Foo Fighters, right? I say Nirvana. They smoke pot. They reach Nirvana, and Kurt killed himself, and David got the munchies, and he created the Food Fighters. So their drummer is in his 50s. And just died on it was in South America, just died. So I went to the site uh, just to see what's going on with the food fighters, right? What's going on? What's going on? If you go to the foodfighters.com, you'll see that they are promoting Satanism. They're promoting 666. I mean, and the demon they have. In fact, let me open this on another. All right, Foo Fighter. All right, here we go. I know I shouldn't be looking. All right, Foo Fighters. All right, foodfighter.com. It's Foo, Foo, fighters.com. Oh my gosh, watch studio on 666 on demand. Yeah, that's it. Oh my gosh, and David Grohl's got black eyes. They changed his eyes, and he's a demon. Uh, Bad, 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 bad. Anyway, but again, it's recognizing when you're watching a swimming competition, it's recognizing that there is biologically a man and a woman, right? If biologically a man and woman, and men shouldn't wear a women's swimsuit and compete in swimming and win and having the world celebrate that. That is mocking God. Tell me that's not mocking God. I'm not judging, but I'm not watching. I did not watch the Olympics. I don't. I watch TV. I watch the television episodes where everybody is, everybody is either mixed racial, everybody is, let's see, bisexual, in every single episode, every, and you know what, reality. We have two biracial couples on this street. Uh, love them. They're humans. They're human. I don't. They don't. They don't judge people because they're white, and we don't judge them because I think one is, I don't know what they are, but they're human. They're humans. Both people are diehard Christians. Diehard. I've got more in common with them than I do a white person who is selling himself based on 666. All right, I'm your brother, right? You're black, white, Asian. If you're, it has nothing to do with our color. It has nothing. You know what? I'm not going to judge anybody when I've got a log in my own eye. You know what? How you, Diana, we'd be scared to death about our future. Think about the times that we wasted crying about ourselves. It just think about it. It's wasted time. We can't do it. We've got to pre-plan uh, our successes, and we've got behavior modification. Diana, we've got to do our hand exercises, right? What exercise do you have to do? The one you don't want to do. And since I worked out so hard yesterday, I want some ice cream. I want to go and swim. Haven't swam since a long time. Since I think last Wednesday. No, when last Tuesday. something like that. I don't know. But I'm going to swim. I'm going to swim. And remember, what are we supposed to do? Please, 15 minutes. You can do anything for 15 minutes. Pick back and biceps or balance or chest or triceps, push-ups, do something. Um, anyway, I love you all. Let's get together on Thursday. Let me pray us out. Dear Heavenly Father, I just ask that everyone who doesn't know you's watching you right now knows the just the freedom you give and the comfort you give to those of us who walk around oblivious to everything going on, the evils, even though I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, you are my you're my strength, my fortress, my rod and my staff. So I'm not gonna worry about anything. I'm gonna show obedience. We're gonna look up and Lord just please convict us to be adults, Lord, to be adults with ourselves and to be kind and comforting and loving to our brothers and sisters with MS, but more importantly, to the sick people who don't know you. I ask that you will please, please, please uh, uh, just fester inside of people's hearts that don't know you, and so that they may turn to you because all good things. There's so much freedom in your word. In Jesus' name, I give thanks. Amen. Anyway, all right. See you on Thursday. All right. Bye.